patches of living flame, all these things were lost on us, for there, reborn, enthroned, her arms stretched out in gracious welcome, sat the perfect and immortal woman, the appointed bride of one of us, the friend and lady of the other, her divine presence breathing power, mystery and love. On we marched between the ranks of hierophants, till Oros and the priests left us and we stood alone face to face with Ayesha. Now she lifted her sceptre and the chant ceased. In the midst of the following silence she rose from her seat, and gliding down its steps, came to where Leo stood and touched him on the forehead with her sistrum, crying in a loud, sweet voice "Behold the chosen of the Hesea!" Whereon all that audience echoed in a shout of thunder "Welcome to the chosen of the Hesea!" Then, while the echoes of that glad cry yet rang round the rocky walls, Ayesha motioned to me to stand at her side, and taking Leo by the hand, drew him towards her, so that now he faced the white robed company. Holding him thus, she began to speak in clear and silvery tones. "Priests and priestesses of Hes, servants with her of the Mother of the World, hear me. Now for the first time I appear among you as I am, you who heretofore have looked but on a hooded shape, not knowing its form or fashion. Learn now the reason that I draw my veil. Ye see this man, whom ye believed a stranger that with his companion had wandered to our shrine. I tell you that he is no stranger, that of old, in lives forgotten, he was my lord, who now comes to seek his love again. Say, is it not so, Kallikrates?" "It is so," answered Leo. "Priests and priestesses of Hes, as ye know, from the beginning it has been the right and custom of her who holds my place, to choose one to be her lord. Is it not so?" "It is so, O Hes," they answered. She paused awhile, then with a gesture of infinite sweetness turned to Leo, bent towards him thrice and slowly sank upon her knee. "Say thou," Ayesha said, looking up at him with her wondrous eyes, "say before these here gathered, and all those witnesses whom thou canst not see, dost thou again accept me as thy affianced bride?" "Aye, lady," he answered in a deep but shaken voice, "now and for ever." Then, while all watched, in the midst of a great silence, Ayesha rose, cast down her sistrum sceptre that rang upon the rocky floor, and stretched out her arms towards him. Leo also bent towards her, and would have kissed her upon the lips, but I who watched saw his face grow white as it drew near to hers, while the radiance crept from her brow to his, turning his bright hair to gold. I saw also that this strong man trembled like a reed and seemed as though he were about to fall. I think that Ayesha noted it too, for ere ever their lips met, she thrust him from her, and again that grey mist of fear gathered on her face. In an instant it passed, she had slipped from him, and with her hand held his hand, as though to support him. Thus they stood till his feet grew firm and his strength returned. Oros restored the sceptre to her, and lifting it she said, "O love and lord, take thou the place prepared for thee, where thou shalt sit for ever at my side, for with myself I give thee more than thou canst know or than I will tell thee now. Mount thy throne, O affianced of Hes, and receive the worship of thy priests." "Nay," he answered with a start as that word fell upon his ears. "Here and now I say it once and for all. I am but a man who know nothing of strange gods, their attributes and ceremonials. None shall bow the knee to me, and on earth, Ayesha, I bow mine to thee alone." Now at this bold speech some of those who heard it looked astonished and whispered to each other, while a voice called, Beware thou, chosen, of the anger of the Mother." Again for a moment Ayesha looked afraid, then with a little laugh swept the thing aside, saying "Surely with that I should be content. For me, O love, thy adoration, for thee the betrothal song, no more." So having no choice, Leo mounted the throne, where notwithstanding his splendid presence, enhanced as it was by those glittering robes, he looked ill enough at ease, as indeed must any man of his faith and race. Happily, however, if some act of semi idolatrous homage had been proposed, Ayesha found a means to prevent its celebration, and soon all such matters were forgotten, both by the singers who sang, and us who listened to the majestic chant that followed. Of its words unfortunately we were unable to understand but little, both because of the volume of sound and of the secret priestly language in which it was given, though its general purport could not be mistaken. The female voices began it, singing very low and conveying a strange impression of time and distance. Now followed bursts of gladness alternating with melancholy chords, suggesting sighs and tears and sorrows long endured, and at the end a joyous, triumphant paean thrown to and fro between the men and women singers, terminating in one united chorus, repeated again and again, louder and yet louder, till it culminated in a veritable crash of melody, then of a sudden ceased. Ayesha rose and waved her sceptre, whereon all the company bowed thrice, then turned, and breaking into some sweet low chant that sounded like a lullaby, marched, rank after rank, across the width of the Sanctuary and through the carven doors which closed behind the last of them. When all had gone, leaving us alone, save for the priest Oros and the priestess Papave, who remained in attendance on their mistress, Ayesha, who sat gazing before her with dreaming, empty eyes, seemed to awake, for she rose and said "A noble chant, is it not, and an ancient? It was the wedding song of the feast of Isis and Osiris at Behbit in Egypt, and there I heard it before ever I saw the darksome caves of Kôr. Often have I observed, my Holly, that music lingers longer than aught else in this changeful world, though it is rare that the very words should remain unvaried. Come, beloved, tell me, by what name shall I call thee? Thou art Kallikrates, and yet—" "Call me Leo, Ayesha," he answered, "as I was christened in the only life of which I have any knowledge. This Kallikrates seems to have been an unlucky man, and the deeds he did, if in truth he was aught other than a tool in the hand of Destiny, have bred no good to the inheritors of his body, or his spirit, whichever it may be, or to those women with whom his life was intertwined. Call me Leo then, for of Kallikrates I have had enough since that night when I looked upon the last of him in Kôr." "Ah, I remember," she answered, "when thou sawest thyself lying in that narrow bed, and I sang thee a song, did I not, of the past and of the future? I can recall 2 lines of it, the rest I have forgotten. "'Onward, never weary, clad with splendour for a robe, till accomplished be our fate, and the night is rushing down.' Yes, my Leo, now indeed we are clad with splendour for a robe, and now our fate draws near to its accomplishment. Then perchance will come the down rushing of the night," and she sighed, looked up tenderly and said, "See, I am talking to thee in Arabic. Hast thou forgotten it? No, then let it be our tongue, for I love it best of all, who lisped it at my mother's knee. Now leave me here alone awhile. I would think also," she added thoughtfully, and speaking with a strange and impressive inflection of the voice, "there are some to whom I must give audience." So we went, all of us, supposing that Ayesha was about to receive a deputation of the Chiefs of the Mountain tribes who came to felicitate her upon her betrothal.